Hey everyone, this is Rob Murphy from Installations Unlimited, and we are going to be doing a series of videos. We're going to do pretty much once a week to talk about different categories of things that we sell here and install here at Installations Unlimited. Our name says it all, Installations Unlimited, so that means we do a lot of different things. In this week's session, we are going to talk about motorcycle audio. I'm going to kind of walk through some items that we sell, reasons why we carry some different lines, just to kind of go over all the different options that we have here. So let's dive right in, right? So motorcycle audio has been gaining popularity over the last few years with all these big bike shows. A lot of these guys are doing all kinds of speakers, amplifiers, and lights on motorcycles. And one of the biggest things that people come in asking for is, how do I upgrade the factory sound? These bikes, as you know, are not cheap from Harley-Davidson, and they come with just a very simple 6.5-inch speaker. So this speaker is a factory Harley speaker we just took out of a 2025 Harley-Davidson, and as you can tell, it's not that exciting. Super small tweeter, very small neodymium magnet, just doesn't have a whole lot of output to it. So when customers start with this, it's pretty easy to impress them with something bigger and better. Now I'm going to kind of walk through some options, and I'll start with speakers. And with speakers, we have kind of three different levels or three different brands. I carry Arc Audio, Hertz, and Velocity. And the reason why we carry three different manufacturers is they have three different customers. I'm going to start with one of my favorites. It's the Arc Audio. This is the CX6. Now, Arc Audio makes a speaker that is a motorcycle, water-resistant speaker. And this speaker is, for what I say, one of the best sounding speakers. This speaker is very rich, very full. It gets very loud, but it is more designed around sound quality than overall volume. So I love the way that this sounds, and this is for a customer that comes in looking to upgrade their sound and wants it to sound really nice, really rich, but is not looking for the loudest motorcycle on the street. So we love selling this speaker by Arc Audio. It is a large improvement over factory, very rich, very smooth, does get much louder in factory. But if somebody is looking for it to be louder, we would then jump into our Hertz speaker. Now this speaker is also water resistant, motorcycle rated, and this speaker is very efficient. This speaker is designed more for volume than overall sound quality. It does sound really good. It does have a tweeter in the middle, but a very efficient 6.5-inch mid-bass driver. This speaker, if you were comparing them versus the Arc Audio, is a louder speaker than the Arc Audio. The Arc Audio might sound a little bit smoother, might have a little bit more mid-bass, but for overall volume, the Hertz SPL Show 6.5-inch will be a louder speaker. And this is probably one of the most popular speakers on the market for motorcycles because it gets loud and it sounds good. We stock these things by the dozen. So this is one of our best-selling speakers from Hertz. Now, for the people that say, hey, I want to be as loud as possible for just two speakers in the fairing, we carry the Velocities. Now these speakers are a unique speaker because it is still very efficient like the Hertz, but it uses a compression horn in the center. A compression horn is a small version of what you would see in an auditorium, a concert. It's designed to throw the sound, right? So this speaker is a louder speaker. At high volumes, it can be a little harsh on the ear because of that compression horn. But overall, it's my loudest 6.5-inch that we sell here in the store. I also stock these. I have many of these in stock because this speaker is super impressive for just two speakers. They also make these in 6x9, so you could put them into the saddlebags. But a lot of our customers just say, hey, take out my factory, put something better in the fairing, and without going too crazy on cost, any one of these is a great option. Kind of good, better, best for volume. But the other way around, if we get rid of the volume and you want the best sounding, then it would go, good, better, best, and the Arc would be what I consider the best speaker for sound quality. And going back to what I just said, for which one is the loudest, it's going to be our Velocities with that compression horn. So we carry all different size speakers, and like I said earlier, most of these are also available in a 6x9 to go into the lids. Or you can do the uppers, you can do the lowers. We have a lot of different options when it comes to motorcycles. But to power these speakers, to make these speakers sound as good as they can, we can either use the factory radio, which is a starting point, but the power of that factory radio is limited. So we generally like to sell a 900 watt Hertz amplifier. Now this amplifier is also motorcycle rated, water resistant. We do this as much as we can in motorcycle fairings. This amplifier is small, but man, it puts out a lot of power. This is a 900 watt 4-channel, and it could be used as a 4-channel to power 4 speakers. And you could do the fairings, you could do lowers, you could do the lids, or you could run 2 of these amplifiers and do speakers in the bags. Lots of options. Or you could bridge this amplifier down to 2 channels and put a ton of power just on your 2 fairing speakers to get as much out of those fairing speakers as possible. So we try to do amplifiers along with the speakers so the customer gets the everything they're paying for on the speakers and the overall output that they need. And again, we generally recommend only trying to use a water resistant motorcycle amplifier. There are some other stuff on the market that's been used in the past. It works, but it doesn't last for a long time with all the moisture. When you wash the bike, if you get stuck in the rain, that water trickles in and it can ruin the amplifier. So we try to stick to either the ARC or the Hertz amplifiers for motorcycles. We also carry Rockford Fosgate as another brand. Rockford Fosgate is one of the original audio companies that really dove into the motorcycle market. These guys make everything for individual components, full kits. But what we love about them is they make a really, really nice radio. So, we always say good sound in, good sound out, and you need a receiver that will take your music from your phone and make it as good quality into your amplifier to have it sound as clear as possible. And Rockford Fosgate makes a 98 to 13 Harley radio replacement, and they also make a 14 to 23 radio replacement. Now these radios are much nicer than the factory radio. Has obviously the Bluetooth, it has AM/FM, super easy to use, super bright display so you can see it when the sun's out, water resistant as well. And these are Harley specific, so the shape of them fits right in the fairing just like factory. Again, 98 to 13 or 14 to 23, we have both options available. On the 14 to 23, if you wanted to keep the factory radio, here at Installations Unlimited, we have the ability to flash the factory radio. For those of you who have those bikes, you probably know that the Harley radio already has an EQ curve built into it. Now this EQ curve tries to make the factory speaker sound as good as possible. But if you take that EQ curve that's in the Harley radio and put it through an amplifier to your new speakers, it's going to make these speakers not sound that great. It's going to kind of overdrive certain frequencies. And what we do here is we plug into it. We have a techno research program that allows us to change or flatten that EQ curve to get a clean signal into our amplifier, out of our amplifier to our new speakers. And while we're doing the audio, we do a lot of LED kits. So for the guys that like to have, or girls that like to have the motorcycle to light up, we carry a lot of different brands that make some LED strips that go on under the tank, on the frame, in the fenders, under the seat. A lot of different options we can go from there. And these lights can be available in just solid colors, or you have an app on your phone that you can change the colors. So it's really nice when you're in a parking lot hanging out or at a bike show. You can have the bike lit up, you can have it sounding really good, and we do all that here right at Installations Unlimited. The last thing I want to talk about is the technicians. Our techs, we're not motorcycle technicians, but my guys have a lot of pride in what they do. So when we work on a motorcycle, we try to take it apart very carefully. We set everything to the side so nothing's gonna get scratched or dropped. We wrap it in paint protection material for anything that we can't take off the bike. And doing that, we want to make sure all the wiring is nice and tight, zip tied, tuck down the factory wiring channels to make it look like factory the best that we can. Overall, obviously we want to make that bike as service friendly as possible. So if it does go to the dealership for anything else, all of our stuff is easily out of the way. Or it's integrated just like factory so it doesn't bother the Harley techs when they're working on the motorcycle. So between the products that we sell, our technicians, Installations Unlimited is a great place to have your Harley work on for audio upgrades. Again, this is our first series. We're talking about motorcycle audio this time. Each week I'm going to be introducing a new category and some new products. Next week we will be talking about marine audio. This time of year is spring, and motorcycles are very popular, but so are boats. So I will be talking about marine or boat audio, going through all the options of brands that we carry, speakers that we carry, very similar to what we did today. My name is Rob. I'm always here, so if you guys have questions, you can reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or email us at info@teamiu.com. Myself or one of the guys will get right back to you. So if you guys have any questions, you can comment on our post. Again, send us an email. I look forward to taking care of you. Thanks so much.